Welcome back to it, guys. The Now Morning Show continues where the Assembly Legislature is hosting the first ever Primary Plenary Debate. It's nationally happening Thursday, June 6th at 10 a.m. And to tell you more, guys, take a look.
Hey, assemblers. I am Kimura Reed, your presiding officer for the first ever Primary Plenary Debate to be done nationally under the People's House. Join us at 10 a.m. on Thursday, June the 6th, 2024 at the Assembly Chamber as 18 primary schools from the east, west, and north of the island will engage in a thought-provoking debate on the impacts and effects of the SEA examination as members of the THA.
My name is Lester Paul, and the reason why they should keep the SEA exam is because it's a standardized test, and the three most important things you need to know is maths, language arts, and creative writing.
My name is Stando George, and I believe that they should ban SEA because of the physical and mental stress that it gives to the students.
Come to the public gallery or tune in live to our Facebook and YouTube links. We've got it locked, loaded, and ready to go. Thursday, June the 6th at 10 a.m. This is certainly one for the books.
Locked, loaded, and ready to go. And joining us to give us more insights, Ajay Alleyne, the debate facilitator, is on now. Good morning, Ajay, and welcome to the Now Morning Show.
Good morning, Ainka. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning.
Honestly, the last thing she should have said would have been, drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler. I was ready for her with all the excitement after the locked and loaded. But as much as that video gave us a really beautiful bit of insight into the passion and the drive of the students, tell me a little bit about what we can expect, because I know we can come into the public gallery and view. So what will we be witnessing on Thursday then?
I mean, these young people are really locked and loaded, and I mean, they're going to explode in the house. Thankfully, the fire station is pretty close by, so you don't have to worry. But I mean, they would be discussing issues surrounding the SEA examination. I know Mr. Job Thomas was on a little bit earlier, a couple months ago,
right,
to share what the process has been like. So this is just the culmination of a three-part series. So the students at this point in time, they are about 90 to 95% ready. They have done their research. They have prepared some clinical documents and some clinical presentations, and they just now fine-tuning and polishing up and changing up one or two words and adding some of the Tobago colloquial language as well into the actual presentations.
Now, I'm really pleased to hear that it's something that is dear to their heart, they can relate to and contextualize really well. But apart from the conversation being primary school focused, how does this debate differ from others?
Okay, so usually we would have special debates or special sittings because this is under what we call the People's House Initiative. So since Presiding Officer Abby Taylor took up office, she wants to make the Assembly Legislature a lot more accessible. So you find we will have like International Women's Day debate, we sometimes have seniors debates and so on. So we found it interesting that we've never heard of a primary plenary debate or a primary youth parliament anywhere across Trinidad and Tobago. Right. And the Education and Outreach Department operates under the mandate of educating and elevating at all levels. So we needed to take a step down. So we were instructed by Presiding Officer Taylor to find a way to reach these younger children, have their say, let's hear their perspective on the matter. You know, and we have heard many discussions on the SEA examination over the years. So we have heard the scholars, the education system, even down to the education minister, who, by the way, would be quoted a lot in the upcoming presentations. And we just wanted to give them a space to say they are the ones writing the exams at the end of the day. They are the ones who have to sit through a 2-hour exam. They are the ones who had us to convert to online learning. Mm-hmm. And we just wanted to give them a space and a platform to have their say and to allow the national community to realize that these young primary schoolers who we may see to be little and pay no mind to the governance and to the politics, first realize that they are listening, they are paying keen attention to it. Mm-hmm. And we really want them to understand how critical the importance is to the development, not just of Tobago, but of Trinidad and Tobago.
Beautiful. Now, coming out of the debate, I hope that we have things that we could use and perhaps implement some changes, because I'm sure they'll be happy to see those things happen. But in terms of those of us who will be tuned in, whether it's in the parliament, in the actual viewing physically or the space, or if we're tuning in otherwise, tell us why we should. I know why I will, but to someone who's still debating.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's most positive coming out of this is the level of support that we got from both teachers and parents. I mean, I was on a phone call up to 10 o'clock last night with teachers and students and parents who want to put on a good showing. They want to make their parents proud. They want to make Tobago proud. And I think just being present alone is to showing these young people that we're not just about hearing them in crime, we're not just about them passing exams, but we want to support these young people. I mean, the only way we can really impact lasting and sustainable change in our country is to invest in the younger ones. How can we be the greatest little island on the planet when the youngest person on the island of Tobago does not understand the role of the Tobago House of Assembly? How can we be the greatest little island on the planet? I mean, taking the words from one of the debaters, gone are the days when children are to be seen and not heard. Gone are those days. And if in a presentation a young man could coin those words, I mean, the most we could do is just at least show up and give them that level of support and give them that level of encouragement and let them know that the nature or the legacy of this country is in their school bags. And now it's in their voice and it's in their minds and in their brains. And we want them to know that we appreciate these young students.
Well, I truly appreciate the work that you're doing to make sure these young students have the space, that they're prepared, and that hopefully, like I said, we will see some things that we could use. So what is the impact that we hoped to derive from these sorts of endeavors, this being the inaugural one?
Okay, so this is the first, but certainly not the last. Additionally, the motion asks them to examine the Montessori method of learning. So we now have these standard 5 students examine what is Montessori. How would it work? Is it that it encourages laziness? Is it that it pushes creativity? Is it going to feed more into the orange economy? So we now have these primary schoolers along with their parents and teachers exploring a whole different model of the educational system as well. So I think it's going to be interesting. What we also want to do here is wet their feet into the governance system. Because we don't, yes, they may not be able to vote, but that does not mean that the decisions made by politicians won't affect them. I mean, we just had the minister speaking of the importance of investing in youth and young people. And I believe if we tackle it at a lower steps, it would avoid the problems when they do get into the secondary schools, when we do become young adults. So the younger, the earlier we start is the better. And these young persons, I mean, Tobago is well set politically. I remember our current chief making a statement and he said, if Tobago doesn't get internal self-government now, he don't think that the other generations to come would be as tolerant or as kind as he would. And from interacting with these young students, I mean, he probably had a vision or the Lord probably spoke to him when he made those statements, but I am certainly seeing it. So we're just providing an opportunity for them. We want them to also be able to identify when our current politicians make flaws and make wrong decisions. So we don't just want them to pattern what they see. We want them to know this is what the law says, or this is what the standing orders are, this is how they apply it, and this is where you go to get the correct information. So we are teaching them principles as well, not just to take what comes off our political platform. We're also teaching them how to test information, how to challenge research, how to respectfully disagree at such a young age. You see, we don't want to have a culture where we see school fights happening in Tobago as it used to before. So by constantly having these programs and they get into these spaces, they will learn how to agree to disagree, how to make new friends, even a respectful way of challenging the teachers. But miss this information we see here is from the media, yes, but we need to check Oxford University, or let's make a reference to what was said by the minister. Your information is flawed because it's from the ground. We have statistics here to prove our point. And that's what we want these young people, and I mean, they are eating up the information. I mean, we don't expect a flawless debate, but we have been seeing growth over the period of time. I mean, we use the hybrid model of implementing the system to these young children, which was a challenge as well. And it's a learning experience for us at Assembly Legislature, with it being the first time, but we have had some supportive teachers, some supportive principals who would call us at all hours just to ensure that things are in place. And Presiding Officer Taylor is going out of her way. I mean, up to 9 o'clock last night, we prepared a yearbook for them.
Ooh.
We want to have, watch me, if you know what's happening in the background, we are just running a pure adrenaline right now.
Well, I'm really feeling the adrenaline for sure, Ajay, and I genuinely look forward to debates, of course, making its way to, well, Tobago shores and hopefully spreading across the nation, because we really do appreciate making sure that the youngsters have this platform. So it's happening on Thursday, June 6th, 10 a.m. at the Assembly Chamber on Jerningham Street, in Scarborough, Tobago. And for now, this morning, the debate facilitator, Ajay Alleyne, has joined us, getting us all excited and looking forward to what will be the inaugural Assembly Legislature's Primary Plenary Debate. Best of luck to you, the schools, the students, and everyone involved, Ajay. We really appreciate and applaud your work.
Thank you very much. And let me also add as well, what the Assembly Legislature is now encouraging, we are now doing school tours and so on. So we're encouraging youth groups, community groups, media houses on holidays or vacations to come to the Assembly Legislature. So you can use the same contact numbers and emails that's on the flyer for the debate. So come in, the building is 200 plus years old, filled with history. I mean, we are waiting to welcome you guys. Come and get the information from the source.
Good stuff, good stuff. And on that note, we take a break and come back with more here on the Now Morning Show, guys.
Paradise, come by, Robinson Crusoe.